have seen from the Chief Justice, there was communication ahead of time that the cases involving their clients was going to be heard. Would they not attending to court? Would you say it's vacation that is legitimately due them, or delay tactics to, as it were, favor their clients in this particular cause? Because this is not the first time we are having vacation courts, but then again, it is because it's involved these high-profile cases. That's why we are seeing this come up, that some will say. Where does the pendulum swing for you?
Yeah, so Mr. Kansi, what you've said is an amalgam. You see it, different issues. All of them, there's something to be said for each one. So let's see how much time I can do to explain each briefly. You see, before we come to the law, yes, undoubtedly, generally, and my emphasis is on generally, in the High Court, during vacation, we tend not to do substantive litigation. That's to say, in simple terms, the one you put the witness in the box and then cross-examine. So that part, the plenary hearing, that's been the general practice. You see, you've pulled out one case, that's the Ato Forson and Gyapong case, where lawyer Sorry had to do cross-examination in vacation, right?
Yes, that's true.
It's true, but
that's what you see
I'm painting the general picture so that we understand. But generally, that one was an exception. So it's not as if all over the country during vacation, people were busily doing cross-examination. In the High Court, please, let's be fair, in the High Court, as for the District Court and the Circuit Court, for them year-round, they go, okay? They go on. So cross-examination, once the judge is not on leave. So even for those courts too, the judge takes leave. So when another judge comes to relieve that judge who is on leave, that relieving judge doesn't conduct hearings, plenary hearings involving cross-examination. No, we do the hearings generally that are on paper. That's why I say paper trial. So you read what each lawyer has said, the opposing lawyers, etc. Then the judge and also listens to oral argument, but not a witness in the box. So that's the general picture. So because we've been used to it for all these decades, you know, we tend to assume that that is the hard law. You see, so you see where the problem came from. It's because that's generally been it, that, oh, during vacation, the vacation judge usually doesn't do the substantive hearing where the witness will enter the box. We presume that it's a no. Yes, that's a practice. But unfortunately for us, that is not what is in the hard law. You see, so, and it happens every time. You always find that there's a disparity between the hard law and the general practice. It's not new. That's one thing many observers will tell you. There's always a disparity between the law on paper and the law in practice. So this is one of the areas where the law in practice gave us room, okay, or leeway. So we all look forward to the vacation. So here, Kofi Benton mentioned legitimate expectation. Yes. So over this time, but I'm not saying I'm holding legitimate expectation all through 100%. No, I'm saying at a starting point, there's that thing. But the only unfortunate thing is that in this case, the hard law doesn't support us. So what I see is that we've been used to that practice where vacation generally, we don't do the substantive hearing. But now that the law is being thrown in our face, that's to say that, look, in vacation, there will be more trials. Because you see, with this, it tells you that for all other vacation judges, now this is going to serve a precedent where the judges will insist that, look, for the substantive cases they have, they want to do hearings. Not immediately, but I'm saying begin to set a precedent.
Right.
So we need a bit of time. So the key thing I'm saying is that this one, we need to negotiate and not fight it as of right. Because the hard law doesn't support us. it is a practice which supported us. Some have called it convention. No. You see, when you can use convention as an English word, but not the technical word convention. For us in law, when you say a convention, it's a lot more technical. It's a lot more. So just to make it simple, this one is not a convention. It's a practice that's been going on. So now that the law is being thrown in our face, we need a bit of time to adjust. And then you see more trials during the vacation. But we just hope that it doesn't become so widespread that we cannot rest. That's how come I said, Mr. Counsel, let's repeat this point forcefully. The Chief Justice is not the one to set the date. So because this has been the practice and we are all used to the vacation, and that's how come me talking. You see, I'm not around. Yes, that's a vacation. You go away. You see? So what would happen is that you go before the trial judge and negotiate. In this particular case,
so it's not one that you are of right as a lawyer entitled to.
Very good. Now that the law is being opened, yes, it was a convenience that we're all enjoying. But now that the law is being pulled, you take it slowly, go and negotiate with the judge. Elsewhere, I've said that because the judges are different and the lawyers are different, negotiations take skills, etc. So I would have even preferred that the GJA should redirect their letter to the Association of Magistrates and Judges, or is it Judges and Magistrates, right? So that they can do the negotiations at the high level and get general principles, general points of agreement, so that individual judges can be guided, so that individual lawyers can be guided. It's easier. Because now what I mean is that, so you may go into court A and tell the judge that, oh, my lord, I'm aware it's vacation. I'm also aware you have the right to go off your hearing. But please, I will agree to work for the next 3 weeks. Let's do as much work as possible. Then the remaining, let's say, almost another, call it 6 weeks or so, I want to rest. You say, so the judges will understand. But not every judge will take it that way. Another judge will say, no, I won't. So to prevent many negotiations, etc., our leaders at the Bar Association should rather contact the Magistrates Association and see if they can get a general agreement, which we then can use. Because now that this has been said, look, you can't stop a judge from going on. You can't stop a judge from going on, because the law is that once he sits, and let's make this correction, please. The warrant that the Chief Justice gave, it does not say that here the Dubois case, here the Hanan Aludiba case. No. It's general that you have to sit during the vacation. So once the judge is working, if you have a case before the judge, ipso facto, it means you have to work. If your witness is in the box, or they are now going to put the witness in the box, it must go on. So the Chief Justice didn't single out cases. Let's make this clear. He says, Justice Francis Achibonga, sit as a vacation judge. Here's your warrant. Justice Charity Asem, sit as a vacation judge. Here's your warrant. So it's the judge who has the cases, and then would say that, look, I'm going on with all the cases. Now the impression has been created that the Chief Justice specifically told those judges to sit and deal with only Edubuahi and the Hanan cases. That's not correct.
I see.
So I believe in all of it.
It's a very important clarity that you put to this, because there are over 26 courts sitting now with the vacation. I've seen the list, right?
Perfect.
Is all of this happening because of the so-called high-profile cases involved? Reason why we're having this Supreme Court intervention being called on, and the GBA's position on this matter?
Yes, so we would say that it's the high-profile cases that have drawn the attention to this matter. You see, yes, because naturally, you see the plain truth, speaking plainly, as I told you, all the points you raised in your first question feature. The plain truth is that in these high-profile political cases, one of the key things a lawyer generally looks to do is to delay the case as much as possible, hoping that it will go into the next election cycle, okay, or electoral cycle. So in plain terms, delay it so that if the thing can go beyond 2028, then that will be good, because in 2028 there will be an election. So then naturally you see that Eduwahi is of this, once he was appointed by Akufo Addo, you ipso facto say his MPP. That's the way you speak, Hanan, even though they may not personally be. So I'm just saying that by the appointments, that's how we do the analysis.
Right.
So delay it so that perhaps election 2028, then your party can come. Even though in this particular case, it doesn't look like 2028 their party can come. But usually that's the thing, that delay it, and then let's see, So it's a key part. An attempt to delay is also very, very obvious in this case. It's usually part of the game. We have to speak plainly.
I see. Now, the Supreme Court is being asked in 2 suits to answer this question about the constitutionality of these legal vacation courts. Is there a real case to answer there, from where you sit?
No, the legal vacation is there, expressly provided for by law under Order 79. Do we have time to read? We don't even need to read. It's so trite.
Yes, Order 79.
So Order 79 has, we have 3 vacations.
There you have it.
This current one, which starts from 1st August, okay, and then usually it ends on the first Monday after the first Friday of October. You see, so you wait. When October starts, you check when is the first Friday of October. When you see that Friday, the following Monday, that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Monday, then we start. That's been it. So apart from that, then we have the Easter break.
So the first Friday of October is 2nd October, yeah.
So it means that we start on Monday 5th, because Friday is 2nd, Saturday 3rd, Sunday 4th. So Monday 5th. So that's the official day. But I know that even though the official day is 5th, in practice, because people would have gone away for a while, etc., depending on who your lawyer is, they will add that, 1 more week. And even the court itself, you go and then a few days, from 5th to 6th, 7th, 10th, maybe it's not that serious. So we practically add another week to prepare to start. So that's been it. So once it's in there, I don't know how you're going to say it's unconstitutional, because it also helps us to rest.
Right.
It helps us to rest.
Okay. So the point you make is, which is cardinal, is that this is it's not as of right for the lawyer to demand that I have planned my vacation, so I'm not coming to court, even if my case is being called and to be heard during this legal vacation.
The court is the judge. You are perfectly right. The court is the judge.
Okay.
So that vacation, they will tell you that it's for the judge. So you have been getting an advantage that the judge is on vacation. But if today you now want to say it is your right, then it's a big problem.
Thank you. Lawyer Godwin Ejudi Tamaklo, who is the CEO of National Petroleum Authority, says, kindly find out from my learned senior Kofi Bento if he is aware that the Justice Dixon Kwame Afre handled the quality grain case during the legal vacation. Witnesses were taken during the legal vacation. What convention are we talking about? This convention started when? Maybe we should expressly legislate against the legal vacation for certainty going forward. Kindly tell Senior Kwebu that the case was the Republic versus Mike Yineko in August 2023, not the Ato Forson case. Lawyers should have adopted a different approach to get done than making it look like it can't be done, you see.
No, he's mentioned me.
Okay.
Look, that fact should be made abundantly clear. During the legal vacation, no lawyer may be compelled to come to court. Usually, it is negotiated with the lawyer's diary being the overriding concern. I will leave the rest. Maybe I see what others will say.
Just have to like, please.
Why is that a problem?
All right. So, first off, we need to understand that in managing the court systems as we have it, the Chief Justice has an overriding authority. He literally determines what point in time the court sits. He determines where the court sits. He determines the time and day, anything. The Chief Justice can make a court sit on a Sunday, on a Saturday, on a Christmas day, on a Salah day. It is purely, yes, the right of the Chief Justice. And so it doesn't matter. He can determine that you sit from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. and you would have to sit. Now, this is clearly stated. In fact, if you go into the Order 79 that...
I have Order 79.
Yeah, you have just a fraction of Order 79.
Yes. So
so if... So let me give you some portions of it, just for the record.
Please.
So first of all, Order 79, Rules 1, Sub-Rule 2, says that the sessions of the court shall be for such hours as the Chief Justice shall direct. That's the first thing.
Let's put that on the screen, yes.
Please, that is very important.
Shall, yes.
And then it goes on to Order Sub-Rule 3, hours. It says that the offices of the court shall, subject to Rule 2, be open to the public on every day of the year for such hours as the Chief Justice shall direct. Please remember that.
Perfect.
In fact, it further says in the same Rule 3, Sub-Rule 3, that except as otherwise directed by the Chief Justice, the offices of the court shall be closed on Sundays, Saturdays, and public holidays. Please remember, except otherwise decided by the Chief Justice. In other words, if the Chief Justice says sit on Saturday, you will sit on Saturday. Right. Sunday, you will sit. A holiday, you would sit. You don't have any option out of it. Now, the same rule...
Atacha doesn't know this.
Okay, no,
ask her, doesn't he know this?
Atacha is my learned senior, so I know he knows better than I do. This is... so I know it's rhetorical, but...
doesn't he know this?
So now, in federal to this, the law allows for 3 different vacations. In fact, the law calls 3 different vacations. And this is allowed per our rules. The first vacation is Easter vacation, as we call it. Easter vacation, we have just about 10 days of vacation. You go. And then you come to what has become known as the summer vacation. And it ends on the 30th of September, not in October. So it starts from 1st August and it ends on 30th of September.
2 straight months.
2 straight months, uninterrupted. And then we have the Christmas vacation. So these are the 3 known vacations to the law. And that starts on the 23rd of December. And it ends on the 6th of January. These are very specific. There are no ambiguities to these dates. Now, this is what we have. Now, in all these, unless the CJ directs. Now, remember how and then let's go into how the CJ directs these matters. So long as you're within these 3 phases, if you have to sit, because this is, if you like, statutory, if you have to sit, you need authority. Otherwise, everything you do will be unlawful.
Okay.
It is illegal. Yeah. It can never be accepted in law for any reason. And so this is where the term warrant comes in. Right. So the Chief Justice would have to authorize you to do what you have to do during these 3 window called vacations. Yeah. This is what happens. Now, as Kofi had said, at least between he and I, for the last 14 years that we've been in practice, it has been normal for every lawyer to be in court if you want to. However, usually, if you have a matter in court, this is what happens. Before vacation commences, the judge would inform you that I will be sitting during the vacations. And so if you are available, I'm available to conduct your cases. Right. This is what happens, what has become known as a negotiation. The judge, prior to the vacation, would inform all lawyers appearing before him or her that I'll be sitting during the vacations. In fact, sometimes, most of the times, the lawyers rather go around even asking, my lord, would you respectfully be sitting during the vacations? You go every court you enter, you have to find out so that you can adjust your life to suit this.
Right.
Now, what this means is that it is not compulsory on either side. As for the judge, because he has a mandate to sit, he doesn't have a choice. He will be sitting. But as to whether you be coming or not, it's a matter that you'd have to negotiate with the judge.
Right.
This is what every lawyer does. In fact, I have to be blunt. The only reason this has become an issue today is because of the political connotations.
The cases, the
Otherwise, if you look at Justice Kwaku Vite, for instance, Kwaku Vite, just next week from Monday the 17th, he has over 60 cases in her court, including one of the Wuntumi related cases and all these other cases. True. 60 cases. In effect, she's not sitting because of a political case. She is sitting because the Chief Justice has given her a warrant to sit. And she has not just one case, not two, not three, not four, not five, or close to 60 cases just in 1 week. Now, this excludes any other week that she may be sitting. And so we need to be frank and honest with ourselves that this is nothing novel. This is not new, not to any lawyer. And it is not a matter of you did it and I am doing it. It is not an MPP and NDC thing. It has always been with the legal practice from day one. And it has been 2 months and not 3 months, as Prof alluded to earlier. Indeed,
but that's not
even an issue.
When the trains came, they reduced it from when they started flying. When we stopped seeing, we started seeing.
Thank you, gentlemen.
After flying, they should have come to one, but they didn't. Actually, it's true.
Please conclude. I need to go for a break.
Let me add that. Now, so it is not entirely accurate that when you have an emergency case, you cannot have access to a judge. If there's an emergency, particularly when it's a human rights issue, among other things, or habeas, all those human rights matters, you can easily rush to court because there's always a skeletal court sitting. Unfortunately, and I admit that you may not have an emergency case, but you may have what you might want to call an important case that you would have wished that your judge was sitting on it. But unfortunately, you may lose. And so, yes, it is true that some people would always be victims of the legal vacation. There is no doubt about it.
Right.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.